Probably half the team that's building Assassin's Creed is building a game for the first time. Bro, is that good? Even though they're playing the game right now and they think it's the worst thing they've ever seen. What's going on, guys? So we know that Assassin's Creed Shadows is done. Stick a fork in it. It's possibly going to be one of the worst launches we've ever seen in a game. But guys, the seeds for this were sown long ago. And as I talked about 4 weeks ago in an interview with an Ubisoft insider, they started pushing their DEI practices as early as 2011. And this is the rotten fruit of what we're getting. This is how you have ridiculous things like these woke idiots forcing a black samurai into a game in a non-historical way where this guy was never there. He was not a samurai. And they're literally just forcing him into the game at this point. And on the right here is a meme that I made that's going semi-viral on Twitter right now. Guys, it's really as ridiculous as saying, hey, a white guy visited Africa in 1625. Let's make Assassin's Creed Africa based around a person who visited it one time. That is exactly what's going on here with the samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows. So, guys, everybody's really disappointed with this game, except for this guy, Mark Alexis Cote, or however you say this loser's name. And y'all, this guy is just a pro at corporate word speak and word salad. And I just want to, y'all, I guarantee you, as soon as Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, I guarantee you this guy is losing his job because, and I think Yves Guillemot, the CEO, is kind of trying to direct all the blame towards this guy because this is just ridiculous. But let's read a couple of his incoherent, insane quotes. I believe that the answer to hate is to continue to creating experiences that celebrate the richness of our world and capture the magic of our collective imagination. Dude, are you really celebrating the richness of our world when you exclude Asians from your game? When you specifically take out an Asian character and blackwash your game? This is probably what they meant by celebrating the richness of our world. They meant mocking Christ. They meant mocking religion because, they're right there in Paris. The Paris Olympics was where they mocked religion and they mocked Christ. Guys, it's not about celebrating the richness of our world. These people are pedophiles, and they're pushing satanic pedophilia with the LGBTQ mafia that's behind them. But furthermore, if they were celebrating the richness of our world, why would they have a program that excludes men? I thought we were celebrating everyone. Or are we not? You're only celebrating 50% of the population if you're having a mentorship program that's only men. I wanted to pull up a diversity website that they have in which they're just celebrating everybody. Here's Ubisoft's DEI department and their employee resource group. They have an Asian and Pacific Islanders group, Black employees at Ubisoft group, several groups. But I couldn't find a group for Europeans for some reason. I couldn't find a group for Christians. So it really seems like we're about celebrating our friends, not necessarily celebrating the richness of the world. This guy is overlooking the obvious. The game, I don't even need to pull up the dislikes. The like to dislike ratio on the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer was absurd. It was like 100,000 upvotes to 500,000 downvotes. Bud, your game is dog shit and it's going to fail at launch and nobody wants to play it. But let's read another incoherent quote that he said. At the end of the day, Assassin's Creed is not just a franchise. It's a platform for entertainment, dialogue, discovery, and understanding. Oh my gosh. I was immediately thinking of like me and other gamer bros like me being like, bro, hang on, I need to get on my PlayStation so I can have a platform for entertainment, dialogue, discovery, and understanding. Like just turning on my device, turning on my empathy and understanding device so I can become a more well-rounded person. Dude, he doesn't seem to understand why people play video games at all. None of us want to experience this slop. None of us want to see this satanic dog shit in our video games. I see this stuff enough in real life. I don't want to see it in a video game. And actually, we'll cancel and we won't buy any game that has this stuff. But guys, do you know why people like this call us hateful? Because these people are pedophiles. Because they're pushing filthy, disgusting things that humans should never do. And so their answer is, you're hateful. Oh, what's that? You did there was a visit to Epstein's Island. Oh, you're just being hateful. You're being hateful. No, we're just saying that there's some things that are right and there's some things that are wrong. And you can't celebrate everything. That's what these people don't understand. It's like, oh, we want to celebrate everybody. Oh, do you want to celebrate these people on screen here? You want to celebrate this? So let's just admit that we're not celebrating everything. You have to, as people often say, a game made for everybody is a game made for nobody. But guys, it gets much worse. Mark Alexis Cotier also said, and by the way, if I didn't make it clear, this guy is in charge of Assassin's Creed. That's what's so scary. Assassin's Creed executive producer Mark Alexis Cote: video games can change the world by changing people. Yeah, just like this. Let's change the world by changing people. Let's chop kids' dicks off, and let's transition your body parts, and let's go into elementary schools and teach kids about homosexuality. That's what we should do. The homie John F. Trent here. By the way, guys, Fandom Pulse is an amazing website. They're pretty much that Park Place and Fandom Pulse are kind of the only people that are posting these like real articles that are actually talking about this junk. But let's read another. Okay, so this is kind of getting into the development of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Somebody went through a big video that this guy did at like a lecture he was giving, and Mark Alexis actually talked about the development of Assassin's Creed Shadows and what's going on. And he said this: one of the things that I've noticed since the pandemic is that we have a lot of juniors in our teams. Probably half the team that's building Assassin's Creed is building a game for the first time. Bro, is that good? Like, y'all, this game, as you probably saw on the thumbnail of the video, this game is going to be bad. But guys, it keeps getting worse. And it makes sense that they had junior developers working on this game, because there's no way you can scale a building in this armor right here. This would be the worst. You think of like classic Assassin's Creed games, you're light on your feet, you're an assassin, you're quiet. Bro, how much noise is bro gonna make when he's going around in this? But let's read another insane quote that he said about the development of his own game. Mark said, even though they're playing the game right now and they think it's the worst thing they've ever seen, it's going to be good. So yeah, in case you didn't get the full context of the of what he's talking about his developers, and his developers are telling him that this is the worst thing they've ever seen. And us gamers, we would agree as well. Mark, when we saw your game and we looked at your ideas for an Assassin's Creed Shadows game, and why you would ram your woke politics into a video game, we similarly said this is the worst thing we've ever seen. But guys, it gets much worse. GameRanks is reporting Assassin's Creed Shadows will apparently have aggressive microtransactions planned via Battle Pass. Guys, it gets worse and worse and worse. Oh, and by the way, in case you actually take GameRanks seriously, just notice that on the next page they were promoting this lesbian girl boss trash here for Black Ops 6. Ooh, Black Ops 6, what a score. Like, are you kidding me? And so yeah, people, there was some basically some data mining, and people leaked some of the cosmetics and the battle pass items that you were able to get on Assassin's Creed Shadows when it comes out. And you've got all of these different items here for Battle Pass 1. You've got something called Helix credits for the Secure You weapons pack, the Secure You mount. all these things. You can, if you Google this, you can find more information on it. But it just looks like they have extensive battle pass plans. Expect that there will be tons and tons of microtransactions in this game, guys. As if you couldn't hate this game anymore, just know that it's going to have tons of microtransactions. And then finally, they said Ubisoft reportedly strikes down Assassin's Creed Shadows and Animus Hub leaks as it claims there will be a battle pass and bizarrely in-game partnership with Visa and Red Bull. All right, so you're playing your non-historical samurai game with a black guy as a diversity hire in a samurai game while you're drinking your Red Bull and you're hanging out with your gay friends and you're using Visa. Like, this is truly a 2024 experience. Another thing. This was a couple weeks ago, but I never reported on it. Was this guy Stevie Chessard, who's the monetization director at Ubisoft? I mean, could there ever be a more hated position than this? But he said, in light of the huge backlash they were getting about Assassin's Creed Shadows, he said this. What is even more revolting is coming on LinkedIn and seeing the same comments from people within the industry. On top of exposing yourself as a clearly non-decent human being, you are affecting thousands of employees that are already impacted by all the hate, despite doing their best to deliver incredible experiences. How can you wish a company to fail simply because they do not cater to you or that the product does not please you is beyond me. But that's the definition. That's the definition of a product. And this is what's so hilarious about this giant retard Mark Alexis Cotier. Bud, nobody picks up a controller and says, "Ooh, I want to celebrate the richness of our world and the magic of our collective imagination." Nobody Nobody picks up a controller and says, "Ooh, I can't wait to play my platform for entertainment, dialogue, discovery, and understanding tonight." This is what's fundamentally so stupid about Ubisoft is they seem to be smelling their own farts. They seem to be lost in their own farts, and they've forgotten why people play games to begin with. We play games to do something cool. We play games to see cool shit, to be a man, to be masculine, to see attractive women, to see a great storyline, to see great gameplay. Just because you're making a game doesn't mean we have to pat you on the back and celebrate you. This is what these cucks, and these art school students all think. They think, just to jump back to my example of a retarded child doing cutting some construction paper, they think that they're still back in art school, and they think that whatever you do, it needs to be celebrated. And guess what? In Trump's America, no, boo. We're not celebrating everything you do. Sometimes you make something and it's horrible and your company goes out of business. Ain't capitalism great? He said, "How can you wish a company to fail simply because they do not cater to you?" That is the job of a company. That is the job of a product. If you stop making what people want and you stop giving people what they want, you will go out of business. And guys, I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to mark possibly the end of Assassin's Creed, or maybe they're just going to go back to recycling and rehashing old games. But guys, again, it all goes back to the DEI hires. It all goes back to the DEI push that they began in 2011. This is the rotten fruit of what we're getting of all of the DEI hires. He finished with, "We are all in the same boat. Please stop spreading hate. We should all uplift each other instead of bringing each other down." Isn't it funny that people who are in power say trash like this? Like, be positive. Let's be positive. You're saying that because you're in charge of making a video game. If I was in charge of making a video game, you wouldn't be saying this. You wouldn't be so positive about my game. So these people are just huge hypocrites. Yeah. So yeah, you want to keep your job as monetization director. Oh, I wish people would be positive. Yeah, of course you want people to be positive so you can keep your job, but you're going to lose your job, dude. Finally, guys, I want to talk quickly about just to show you all that this is kind of an industry-wide trend, or rather an Ubisoft-wide trend, is the girl bossing and the homo trash and the trans trash and all of the LGBTQ nonsense. This junk was rammed into Skull and Bones as well. And so I was doing a little bit of research on Skull and Bones in the recent season 3 gameplay trailer, and I'm going to play it here in a second. But I was pulling up some of the dialogue because I seem to remember this character Admiral Rama was just kind of a girl boss. And one of the funny dialogue options that I found, this on the left here, is what your player was able to say in the conversation. And you're talking with this chick Admiral Rama, who talks about, oh, all the men are so mean and they're a boys club. And one of the options that you get to, as the dialogue, is to say, powerful women are always despised. It's like, oh yes, we're so afraid of the powerful women. And she said in another dialogue, I think it got cut off here, but she basically said something about, oh, the all the boys club, and the all of the men get together and they're such a boys club. And then she says, this is how they see any woman they can't control. And then I'm just gonna play for you this clip from this season 3 gameplay trailer, so you can see. So you can see just like the girl boss nonsense that they're forcing into this game.
By decree of our heavenly emperor, shattering the binds of tradition, she rose through the ranks and devoted her life to serving her. Yang and his men succumbed to darkness. But Li Tianning is no man. Now to uphold her own code of honor, a new destiny. Will she falter under the fury of a dragon's wake? Or rise stronger than ever?
So guys, that's about it. Ubisoft is cooked. It's completely done as a brand. It's full of woke LGBT nonsense. And guys, if Trump had control over this, I hope that Trump would just go into Ubisoft and fire everybody. But guys, we can do that. And do you know how we can do that? Don't buy the game. Don't buy Assassin's Creed Shadows on launch. Wait for it to come down to $5 and try it out. But this game is going to be garbage. All right, I'm getting